This video is an ad for a video I am selling on eBay. It costs $8.99 with free shipping. The name of the DVD is Yet Another Card Counting DVD. Put Yet Another Blackjack Card Counting DVD into the eBay search engine and you will find it. Before you get into card counting, it is necessary to understand what the rules of blackjack are. Blackjack is played with from 1 to 8 decks. All of the cards put together are called the shoe. Each card in the shoe is assigned a value. 2s are worth 2, 3s are worth 3, 4s are worth 4, 5s are worth 5, 6 are worth 6, 7 are worth 7, 8 are worth 8, 9 are worth 9, 10s are worth 10, and queens, jacks, and kings are worth 10 also. So for the rest of this video, when I refer to a 10, I will be also referring to the 3 face cards. With regards to the ace can count as either 1 or 11. In the event that a hand would go over 21, if it was counted as 11, then it only counts as 1. That would be referred to as a hard hand. A soft hand is a hand in which the ace can still count as an 11 or a 1. Play starts with the dealer giving each player 1 card. Then the dealer gives himself a card. Then the dealer gives each player another card. Since the dealer in this case has an ace up, they would ask everyone on the table whether or not they want insurance, and then they would proceed to check to see if they had a 10 under there. If they had a 10, then everyone else would lose, except for, in this case, the player with the blackjack. The card you can see that's up for the dealer is called the up card. The card that you cannot see is called the hole card. The object of the game is to get a value of cards closer to 21 than the dealer gets. However, if you go over 21, you bust and the dealer will take all your chips that you wagered. Unless you have a blackjack, which is a 10 and an ace, a dealer will pay you even money if you get closer to 21 than they do, or if they busted and you didn't. If you get a blackjack, the dealer will pay you 3 chips for every 2 that you bet. Also, a blackjack beats a 21 gotten by some other means. For example, if you get a blackjack and the dealer has a 10 and a 6 and then draws a 5 for 21, you will still beat the dealer. If you have the same point value as the dealer, it is called a push, and neither side gets any chips. If the dealer gets closer to 21 than you do, or you bust, the dealer will take all the chips you wagered. The player losing their chips if they bust rule is the rule that gives the advantage to the casino. This rule gives them about an 8% advantage. Most other rules reduce the advantage to the casino. The only exception to this is the insurance bet, which in general is a sucker bet in favor of the casino. With high counts in card counting, it can be an aid to the player. Different casinos have different rules. I will go over the surrender and early surrender rules after I've covered the other rules. Not dealing with the surrender rules, when a player is dealt their first 2 cards, the dealer asks them what they want to do. They will have between 2 and 4 choices. One choice is they can stand, which means they don't want to do anything further with their hand. The dealer will then go to the next player, or they will turn over their whole card. Another choice will be for the player to take another card, which is referred to as hitting. The player may continue to take cards until they choose to stand or they bust. Another potential choice for the player to do is to double down. Doubling down is when you double your bet and you get exactly 1 more card. You can only double down on your first 2 cards. Some casinos only allow you to double down if your total is 10 or 11. The final choice that may come up is that if you have 2 cards of the same value, you can split them and have 2 hands to play. In some casinos you can keep splitting until you stop getting 2 cards of the same value. In other casinos you can only split once. In many casinos, if you split a pair of aces, you will only get 1 more card for each ace. If that card happens to be a 10, it will not be a blackjack. Other variations of splitting is whether or not you are allowed to double down on splits. In some casinos you can, and in some casinos you cannot. Another rule of blackjack is called insurance. If the dealer's up card is an ace, as it is in this case, the dealer will ask you if you want insurance. If the dealer has a 10 as a whole card and you do not have a blackjack, the dealer will take your chips if you did not buy insurance. If the whole card is not a 10, the dealer will take your insurance bet. A variation of the insurance bet is that if you have a blackjack and if the dealer has an ace up, they will offer you even money. That means they will pay you an amount equal to the amount you bet if you do not take the even money. And if the dealer's whole card is a 10, it will be a push and the dealer will not pay you anything. If the dealer's whole card is not a 10 and you do not take even money, the dealer will pay you 3-2 for your blackjack. Insurance is not a good bet in general. There are 4 ways the dealer's whole card can be a 10. That would be if it's a 10, Jack, Queen, or King. There are 9 ways it can be something other than a 10. That would be an ace through 9. So that means you will win the insurance bet 4 of 13 times and save 4 chips. However, if you lose the insurance bet 9 of 13 times, each time you lose the insurance bet, it will cost you 1/2 chip. So by taking insurance, it will cost you 4.5 chips to save 4. There are 2 more options that appear in some casinos. One is early surrender. Early surrender is the option of the player to give up half of their bet to get out of playing the hand out. This option must be played before the dealer checks to see if they have a blackjack or before the first player makes a choice on their hand. Early surrender is generally used when the player has a crummy hand with no prospect of it getting better and the dealer has a good hand. For example, if you have a 10 and a 6, if you take another card there are 8 of 13 cards that will cause you to bust. They are the 6, 7, 8, 9, and 4 tens. Similarly, 7 of 13 cards will not cause the dealer to bust. They are the 7, 8, 9, and 4 tens. I will now go over 2 hands as the cards would be played out. If you were in a casino that had early surrender, then before the dealer checked to see if they had a blackjack, this hand would have surrendered and this hand would have surrendered. But since we're not in that casino, we won't deal with that. Also, if you were in a casino with regular surrender, then after the dealer checked to see if they had a blackjack, this player, if there was regular surrender, would surrender, but this player would not. But we aren't in that casino either, so we'll play out the hands. This player has 16 against the dealer's ace, and they will take another card and they will bust. The way the players are playing their card in this video has to do with basic strategy, and I will soon be posting another video on basic strategy, and that will tell you how the players are playing their hands. This player has a pair of 8s, so they would split them. Gets a 3, gets a 21, they'll stand on that. This player, they'll take a card there, which is for 12, and 22, that's too many, so the dealer would take their chip. This player has a blackjack, so that would be paid 3-2. Just to show you how goofy things can be, for reasons known only to this player, on a 20 they'll choose to double down, but lo and behold they hit their ace. This player has a 17, they would take another card, they bust 2. This player is good with 17. The dealer then flips their whole card, so they would pay this player. This has a 21, so they would pay that. And this player has a 17, so they would do that. The players would then place their bets again. And the dealer would deal out the next hand. Since the dealer has a 6 up, this player would stand, this player would stand, this player would stand, this player would split their cards because they got a 11, they would double down, hitting 21. They would then hit that, they've got a 12 against a 6, so they would stand. This player has a 6 or 9 against a 6, so they would double down, get a 2 for 11. This player would stand. Dealer would then expose their up card, or their whole card, and they would take an ace, and they would bust. So they would pay this player, they'd pay that player, they'd pay that player, pay that player, and they would pay that player. And that's how the cards would be played out. Before you can card count, you need to know the rules of Blackjack. I'm selling a DVD on eBay for $8.99, which is less than the cost of 2 red chips. If you are seriously considering getting into card counting, the DVD is well worth the price. Before you can card count, you need to know the rules of